Hey guys, Matthew here. So, the Android 11 beta is out for Pixel 3, 3XL, 4, and 4XL. I would say that if you're going to install the Android 11 beta, don't put it on your primary phone, as it is not one full version of Android, but also it's not a completely stable version of Android as well. So, therefore, you don't want your phone to crash while you're in the middle of doing anything or talking on the phone or anything like that, and so I would not put it on my primary phone. However, I have the 4XL here and I have the 3XL here, and I have the Android 11 beta on the 3XL. It's not my primary phone. My primary phone is my 4XL. So anyways, let's go ahead and kind of dive into a little bit of the new features that are in Android 11. So stay tuned. Okay, so one of the new features that you can see right away is when you swipe down from the top, the notifications are actually grouped differently. Where in Android 10 you have your regular notifications and your silent notifications, and your regular notifications kind of come in whatever order they came in. I know sometimes I'll have YouTube up here, and then I'll have a couple other messages here, and then I have another YouTube elsewhere, and it kind of gets a little confusing. But anyways, I've got like this, and then you have your silent notifications, so notifications that you want to get the notification but you don't want them to make any sound or anything like that. On the Android 11 beta, you have actually 3 different sections for notifications. I don't have all 3 of them up right now, but anyways, I've got the alert notification and the silent notification, which is fine. There is a third notification called conversations notification, and that's more for like your apps that are messaging. I don't know why this messenger app isn't in that group, but anyways, it's for messengers, your text messages, your anything that's kind of social media, messaging, Instagram messaging, anything like that. I'm sure that would show up here as well. So you have those, and then you have your alerting notifications like I have with my Gmail and all that, and then you have your silent notifications, again notifications that you don't really want to make any sound or anything like that, but you want to at least be notified that it is happening. But you have all those, so that's something kind of different in Android 11 beta versus Android 10. Also, if you look here, they have the music controls for whatever music that you're listening to. They are up here in the top left corner, and then if you swipe down again, they'll be up even higher. It's very similar to what iOS does with their music controls, home controls. However, you don't have to swipe on one side or swipe all the way down. It's just all in one motion, so you can go, and there it is right there. So that's really nice. I like that. And then from there you can control your music without having to try to find the music app or anything like that, or having to find that music notification in your notification shade. You just have it right there at the top, and the cool thing is based on the app artwork is how the color that will show up here. So as you can see, blue, but of course this album artwork is white, so it's gonna be white, and so far, and green. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It's very iOS-y, iOS-y anyways, but it's very iOS-y in that regard. And then you can go back and you have your normal stuff. So that's one of the big differences, is the notifications and all that. Okay, so another big difference is the when you swipe up to do to change windows. Here you can see how I've got the apps here, my normal apps that are usually plugged in here, but here they've changed it to where you now have 3 different buttons for different things. You can do screenshot, you can do selecting, so this will allow you to select a text within the app that you have selected. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we can select those, all that stuff. That's pretty cool. And then you can also share whatever is on your screen at the time. So that's also cool. So as you can see, it's kind of like a screenshot without actually taking a screenshot. But anyways, and it's only for that window that you have up. So that's pretty cool versus this where you kind of can't do any of that. And of course you have your normal clear all stuff like that. So we'll do that. Okay, so now let's go to another feature. Is if you hold the home button, usually what would happen is you would you'd be brought up to your restart, your power, your screenshot, and your emergency, and then you have your cards, all that kind of stuff right here. But here we have, not only do we have that, we also have like your lights for anything that you want to turn on for your smart home, which is really neat. I've got a bunch of different things, so I have different lights. And then on top of that, you can kind of view all and do settings to show certain cards not showing up, anything like that, which is really neat in my opinion. I really like that you can do that. And then let's see here, settings, and then you can kind of change and do all that, choose what you want to be shown on there, what you don't want to be shown on there. So it's a really cool feature that I think is really neat. Another feature is chat bubbles. They are bringing it back. Usually you do have chat bubbles within like your Facebook Messenger or anything like that. However, they've extended it out to even more applications. I don't know why my Facebook Messenger isn't doing a chat bubble right now. I've got to figure that out. But anyways, other than that, you can basically start a message and then you'll have like a little bubble, almost like when someone calls you, and you have the little bubble right there as you come out of the phone app. It has that little bubble that allows you to use different settings, stuff, or different access, like your in-call, stuff like that, your speaker, while you're doing something else on a different app. You also have that with Facebook Messenger and anything else, WhatsApp, all that, and you can kind of move it wherever you want on the screen. So that's really cool. It's back, and I think it's more widespread than just certain apps. You can do it with almost any app now that uses like a messenger, so that's also cool. So I don't have it set up this way because I don't have app suggestions set up, but now you have app suggestions for your app dock that will replace your app dock. And so instead of having like here, I've got the 5 apps right here that are stuck into my app dock. Instead, depending on where it is, these would all be replaced with different app suggestions such as Facebook, Snapchat, and anything like that. Any apps that you use frequently that Android might think that you want access to fast, they would put it down here. And so it's kind of cool, it's kind of not. I don't really care. I would much rather have the 5 apps that I usually use on the bottom here. Of course, I've got my phone because I use that, text messaging, internet, YouTube, and my music for Spotify, anything like that. So I prefer having my 5 apps like that, but I know some people would rather have like an app suggestion drawer. The app suggestions replaces that app dock right there. Okay, and another cool feature is the built-in screen recorder. I know they had this in the Android 10 beta, and then they just took it out at the last second for the actual build for Android 10. However, it's back, and the way you can get to it is you scroll down here, and then as you can see, you I have it right here, and you would just, and then you have all these different things. You can record audio and show touches on screen, and then start. And so now we are recording the full screen here, and then when we're done, we would do this and tap to stop. So now it's stopped recording, and then it would be right here. Let's tap to view, and then when we're done, we would do this. And so there you go. I've got that right there. But anyways, so yeah, that's kind of cool too. It's very similar to iOS screen recording. I like that. I wish that Android had put this in a lot sooner, but you know, it is what it is. At least we get it now. Hopefully, we'll see if it still remains the same when Android 11 full version actually comes out, but at least in the beta, it's there. But again, it was there in Android 10 beta, so let's hope that it stays, but I'm not going to promise that it will stay. So another cool thing that comes into the Android 11 beta, which I hope stays in Android 11 the full version, is that now when you, let's say you go And let's turn on Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Maybe, yeah, there we go. We turn on Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Well, here, when you go into airplane mode, both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi turn off on Android 10. However, let's do that same thing with airplane mode here. And as you can see, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi still stay on. This is really cool because let's say you're in the plane and you're listening to music and they tell you, okay, now put your phone into airplane mode. Well, when you do that, all of a sudden your music just kind of cuts out because the Bluetooth has turned off. Well, now when you put your phone into airplane mode, it won't turn off, which is kind of neat. I really like that. So it's nice that it does that. I don't know why they didn't do this in the first place, but anyways, I like that they finally implemented that. So anyways, these are a couple new things that came in the Android 11 beta preview 4. Hopefully in the next couple months we will see the Android 11, the full version, come out for at least for Pixel users, and then hopefully for other users shortly afterwards. Right now the Android 11 beta is only available for the Pixel 4, 4XL, 3, and 3XL. If you have anything else, then you won't be able to get this beta, but of course it is Pixel, so you do get certain features and certain software updates before everything else. So that just comes with the perks of having a Pixel phone, but just wanted to show you, so that way if you have something else besides a Pixel phone, let's say a Samsung or Essential phone, if you still have an essential phone, anything like that, these might be coming to your phone in the Android 11 update that happens in a few months, so just be on the lookout for that. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This has been kind of the new features of the Android 11 beta preview 4. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified when I post another video. Until then, everyone, stay safe. Peace.